Hi, I'm Chun-Li Reid. I'm the founder of the Bold platform, where we have a show called Cook with an Architect. I'm also a Part II architectural assistant. Throughout my career, from the youngest I can go back to is when I was 10. I remember being at that age and having the curiosity of what do I want to do with my life? Who do I want to be when I grow up? And I came from various different creative understandings of I either wanted to be an artist, a fashion designer, and then the idea of becoming an architect came into my mind. Ever since then, I've always had a curiosity for buildings, of how spaces are like, and the understanding of that something can be in my head and then someone else, and when it's created, someone else can be able to experience which was once a thought. And that kind of stemmed throughout my whole career of wanting to create different mediums of creativity. Like I went into graphics, I developed my skills after studying my Part I, where I did graphics and I had graphic design roles, and then I went into architectural marketing within companies, and then I went into architecture. Then to now, starting my own platform called Bold, where we have a show called Cook with an Architect. And this was all about, how can I make architecture digestible for other people? Throughout my career and when I first started, architectural content wasn't really there. You could type into YouTube and about architecture, study architecture. Nothing was really there to teach me what architecture really is about. And if there was interviews, I couldn't understand what was really being said because of the dialogue and all this jargon that was used. So this was an opportunity for me to create a show, some content for inspiring architects and architect enthusiasts, for them to really understand the passion that goes behind such a industry and why people decide to go in this industry in the first place. And by using the sense taste, it kind of breaks down the barrier, because everyone has an understanding of this relatability to food and wanting to create community and all these kind of things. So being able to have that dialogue between food and talking about issues within the built environment, like for example this year we looked at homelessness, and then the year before we looked at community kitchens and how these spaces need real attention to, and how can we design them better for vulnerable communities. So throughout the show is an opportunity to speak to architects who are working on projects like this and using their skills for the greater good, and highlighting the work that is out there that sometimes is not really highlighted or are not visible for those within the industry. And I really stand with the Power of Learning with Stephen Lawrence Trust, and how they're trying to create a hub for those who are interested in architecture to get that curiosity, to go to workshops and develop their skills, and to see if this is the industry and the path that they would like to go to. So what Stephen Lawrence Trust is doing with the Power of Learning, I encourage those who are young people, inspiring architects, to kind of go to the workshops, look at the website, and be inspired, be encouraged to know that there's opportunity out there for you. There's also people who are there to back you within the industry and what you want to do.